call this July 9th regular meeting of the Knox County Commissioners order. All of the commissioners here, and we will start with a public comment. Is there any comment from the public?
Is this the formal seat? Yeah. Chris Whitehall, Fire Chief of the City of Rockland. I saw it on the agenda at one point, and I think it has come off, but I just throw in my support for the, I believe, the job description and paperwork for the director's position and the deputy director's position. So that's being worked on for the RCC. So throwing my support for it. I won't take up much more time than that, but certainly looking forward to getting that process going and getting back on track. So, thank you. That's it. Thanks.
Well, thank you, Chief Whitehawk. I'd just like to say thank you, by the way, for all the work you've done moving things forward with our 911 and working on that.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Seeing that there's no other comment, I will go to the agenda and our consent items, which approve the consent items prescribed. The agenda, the minutes of the regular commission meeting of June 11th, the departmental reports, warrants, and any reserve withdrawals. I will accept the motion. I move we approve the consent items. Any discussion?
Second?
And second, yes.
Any discussion? Yes.
Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes, please, go right ahead.
Oh, thank you. Just a few things on all of the reports. Again, thank you to our department heads for all of the comprehensive reports to help us keep up to date on what's going on. And I'll just point out a few things from the reports I have here. First, I'll start with the airport. And I believe we have hired, for those of you who don't know, we have hired a new airport director. Is that correct, Jeff?
That's correct, and as of yesterday, he is now the airport manager, the interim co-airport manager.
Thank you for all your work and everybody else's work on bringing that about. And I understand that he will be here briefly and will be attending our July 15th APAC meeting. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, I'll be there, by the way. So, and also I understand the electric charging and the vehicle charging station project is moving forward.
Correct.
And that's going pretty well.
Right now, we're still on hold, waiting for all the paperwork, but stuff's being ordered for it, so it's no action, physical work.
Okay, everything else good at the airport?
So far, so good.
Well, thank you for all. Okay. And then I'll go to the Sheriff's Department, the Sheriff's Office. I would like to recognize the work of Chief Andrick and Lieutenant Wallace. In the report here, I think the Sheriff mentioned that the great amount of time and effort that went into recruiting and retaining our current staff and bringing almost all departments to full staff. A few positions out there, but it's incredible. And very happy to see that, and we attribute that to the improved employee compensation as well as the overall packages and our great work of our management teams over there. So thank you for all that. And then the KRCC, again, thank you, Bob, and everybody else who's participated in bringing that almost completely around, almost to full staff as well. And again, that goes to and speaks to the employee increases in salary to recognize the work that they do, the hard work of our management team, many of our departments, and everybody in the county, and the executive board. Chris Whitehawk, Rockland Fire Chief over there is part of that. So I'd like to thank everybody and recognize you all for that. And the last thing is EMA. I'd like to just recognize that I know you've been quite busy with exercises, the Union Fair, Union other things, the Lobster Festival. I know you're working on a few other things, and I'd like to particularly recognize the, and I hope that we're successful in getting the Homeland Security grant, which I believe will secure about $130,000 or so to help us provide barriers and barricades to our various towns and municipalities for different events and all, just further provide some security blockage at those events. So, and all of our other departments as well, Kathy in finance, Amber in HR, and our IT department who keeps us all connected. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? Good. Since we have the EMA here, I will just make an observation. You may know that the Eagle, the training ship for the Coast Guard, is coming during the Lobster Festival. And if it's possible, if there's going to be any tabletop exercises on emergencies, if you make sure that you invite local Coast Guard to that too, because there may be quite a few people coming to take tours of the Eagle, and it's not going to be right on the fairgrounds. So it's going to spread forces fairly thin if something really does happen. But just make sure that they're part of whatever exercises we do.
And he's my partner in that venture, so.
Well, I know he is, but as is everybody in emergency management is part of this. But
Yeah.
since you usually are the one who sort of leads it in terms of where it's going to be, in terms of the meeting places, I figured I'd get you to as part of that. Plus, you work for it; he doesn't.
Fair enough.
Thank you. Anything else? If not, I'll call the vote. All those in favor of approving the items presented? Thank you. Action items. We have a number of action items. First one is an act to approve the North Haven Deputy Services Contract for January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded, and we have the sheriff here to address us. Thank you.
Very brief discussion. No big change in the contract for this year. The only increase was just in the housing piece. There was some discussion had, so that's why this was delayed a little bit. The North Haven leadership wanted to meet with us, so Chief Deputy Andrew went out there, met with them, had some discussion, and they approved it, and now it is before you.
Any questions, any discussion?
Happy to see it.
If we wait just a little bit longer, we can change the dates to 2025 and just get it all done. It's, just another month or so. No? Thank you very much for your work on this, and Kurt. All those in favor? 3 in favor, none opposed. Next action item we have is an act to authorize the county administrator to sign the purchase and sales agreement with Deputy Commissioner Taylor for K9 Lucy.
Also brief, I'll get moved, I guess. Sorry.
So moved.
It's been moved. Do I hear a second?
Second.
And second. Sir.
So a brief discussion as well. If you remember about a year ago, we entered an agreement with Deputy Taylor to purchase K9 Lucy as a county resource. Part of that was putting her through training to try to get her trained up as a tracking dog. Unfortunately, she was not able to sustain the training and was not able to accomplish certification in tracking. So he has asked that we allow him to buy Lucy back so that she can be a household pet.
The question is, how far did the training go? I mean, as a pet, is this now a house-trained dog?
So there is obedience training, yes, but it was unfortunately unable to sustain scent tracking. So,
What was our investment in?
just the initial purchase of $1.
I see. $1.
And just the training, but that was a minimal cost, and just the time of the deputies.
Will we get a new?
So the leadership team, we're discussing that. We'll see. We do not want the program to end. there's a huge demand for tracking from us as the county specifically. So we do want to focus on getting a tracking dog back, but when we'll be able to make that work, we're not sure.
Thank you. Any other questions? If not, I'll call the vote. All those in favor? 3 in favor, none opposed. Next item is an act to approve and authorize the county administrator to sign and execute all NBRC documents, including investment documents that bind the applicant.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Jeff, would you like to?
Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. Each time the name changes, you have to, NBRC requires that you do very formal resolution on reassigning the authority to sign their documents. So this is for the electronic EV chargers. They're paying for it, so they want us.
Right.
But they're very specific. So the next item on the list is very broad for grants. They have to have very specific language in the resolution.
Yeah. Any other questions? Any? No other questions? I'll call the vote. All those in favor? 3 in favor, none opposed. The next item on the agenda is an act to approve and authorize the county administrator to execute and sign any and all documents associated with the FAA grant projects for 2024.
And this is an annual.
Hang on one second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Now, the
Yeah,
discussion.
and this is an annual one for this grant year. There's 2 grants that we'll be working on this year. And as you know, they move very fast frequently. And so this authorizes the chair to sign, or the administrator to sign any of the documents associated with the 2 grants. And you should have already done one last year for last year's grants that were in the process.
That was sort of my question, is what's the pattern? When do we apply for these grants and when do we accept them? I mean, do we have a deadline like, December 3rd that we have to send these applications in?
We do have deadlines. All of the applications are in for them, and we've already received the authority for one of them, but the other one we haven't yet. So we're waiting for the grant offer to come from them. And those are the ones that are really time sensitive, because they'll send them down and say, you've got to have them back by next Monday.
My question was really like, for next year's group of grants, when do we have to apply for those? Or do we do it within that next year?
We do it within the next year, but there'll be a deadline, usually around May is the normal deadline.
And of course, most of those grants go through the Airport Advisory Committee too, for input.
They do input on what grants we're going to be applying for.
Yeah. Thank you. Other questions? Anything else from you? No. And I will add my 2 cents to what Commissioner Pullman said. Thank you so much for being willing to take us through this period of the last however many more months than you thought it was going to be.
Not a problem.
But thank you. Truly amazing. Yes. So I'll call the vote. All those in favor? 3 in favor, none opposed. The next item is an act to approve the job description for the Public Safety Technology Coordinator.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Then we have HR Director to help explain.
All right, so after a year of discussion, 3 different studies, and a lot of conversations with the executive board and the team over at Dispatch, as well as the commission, we've decided to add a deputy type of position, but with more of a focus on technology, making sure our towns have technology needs and training that they need. And our assessment has kind of taken us where there's a director responsible for personnel and communicating with the state and the e-board, but there's also a huge technology component to that role. So we feel it's best to split it up. So this is to approve to add that job description, and then what we would do is attempt to fill it and then proceed with any next steps as well.
Questions? Any?
I think it's an excellent plan. And it has the support, I believe, of, and Bob is trying to speak. We just heard Chief Wytalk speak on that. And then we have a letter from Jesse Thompson, who's the chief chair of the executive board of the KRCC as well. So I think it's a really positive move for everybody in the county, all of our towns and municipalities. So thank you.
I guess my question is, we already have an IT department that is overworked. Will this position work with the IT department, and how will that mesh? You know, if the technology coordinator, God forbid, has spare time because they're not working consistently, are they going to then be available for IT jobs throughout the rest of the county?
Not through the rest of the county. We'll keep it public safety related because they use the same systems, kind of all on the same side of the building, kind of all, or same side of the building, same side of the town, and all kind of intertwined. So in the job description, it does say to work closely with the IT department, providing technology needs for the 3 public safety departments. Just to kind of feel it out, see if we can expand upon that to give more support to our IT department, or if it's just not going to work out and we can add more responsibilities the other way. But figure it was a good jumping off point. But yeah, the initial training, if anything kind of breaks down, you could probably speak to better to this. The system that we use, which I believe is Flex, Flex, yeah, things like that. Just that have that this position should already know for dispatch. Will also apply to other public safety departments.
Other questions?
Does Bob want to speak at all?
I just want to support it. I mean, I think it's something that we've been looking for, and in reading a lot of the reports and stuff, I think it's something that's really been asked for. So I think it's something that we need to move forward and keep moving forward if we want to keep things going in a positive direction.
Thank you.
I mean, I think this goes in hand with a lot of what we've been saying in terms of employees working too many hours just doing the job that they have. And so being able to split some of those jobs up will hopefully lower some of the extra hours that some of our department heads have had to work.
Yes.
And even in times when we're not in the middle of an emergency.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's the goal, to alleviate however the 2 roles kind of end up, whoever ends up in those roles, but to alleviate the director role from having to be pulled to technology needs, and to have them really focus on developing our dispatchers and making that more of a career path and providing them with growth and being able to dive into those things. So
The other question is, in terms of timeline, once we get this done and we hire somebody for this position, when do we start looking for the administrator for that department?
tomorrow,
Oh, okay, that's enough. Good. Okay, and
as
how
soon as
long?
possible, yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
15 minutes.
Yeah, right after this.
The clock's running.
Yeah, we have some applicants already, I have some resumes, so we're just,
Oh.
this is kind of the last formal check so that we can take all of our next steps.
Great. I mean, do we have to approve the that position too, or is that done purely administratively at that point?
The appointment of the position?
Well, with the directors, we
The
already have a director, so what we're doing is approving the assistant director or the technology person.
Yes.
So we're not making a new position there, but we are changing some of the job responsibilities.
You are approving the addition of this position,
Right.
but then the director role, we had to look at it, it didn't change enough for any
Okay.
grade or salary to change. So I don't think that needs to go to the commission at all. Just some slight changes you've been presented with.
With this approval, we're vacating the director position, so we're going to fill that administratively.
Right.
Whoa.
I'll just be quiet.
Yeah, so county administrator can appoint.
Yes.
This commission would need to appoint.
I was just wondering how far the change went. But
Yeah.
That's great. Any other questions or discussion? Seeing as there's none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor? 3 in favor, none opposed. Our next act is an act to approve the hire of a temporary probate office assistant through December 31st, 2024.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Okay,
Okay. So, as you know, Elaine Hallett retired back in June. We have no register, nobody's been appointed to that position. Therefore, we're not able to appoint a deputy role. So our current deputy is kind of acting as register and deputy to fill the roles. We do have an office assistant who was hired back in January, February. And we're looking to, so we have 2 people working 3 roles right now. So to get us through the end of the year, when the governor or whoever should appoint that register of probate, we're hoping to hire somebody temporary to give them some support, mostly with customer service, handling the passports, things like that. We've already started kind of the interview process just to see what was out there. So any temporary position needs approval from the commission, but that's kind of a little bit of the background on why we feel we need it at this time.
questions? You say you've started looking for applicants. Does it look like there's anybody who's likely to want this job as a part-time job?
Yes. Yep. We had 2 finalists, and we're, if approved, we're prepared to offer to 1.
So it's not just an exercise in, oh, well, we've approved this position, but there's nobody to take it.
Yeah, no, we have that, yeah. We have some stuff lined up, yeah.
Great, thank you. Any other questions?
Great.
If not, I'll call the vote. All those in favor? 3 in favor, none opposed. Thank you. Also on the agenda, we have discussion items, and one of those items is a staffing update. Who would like to take this and fill us in on how great we're doing with all the staff? Oh.
Okay, I'll try and do this off of memory. I think we have 5 openings right now in the whole county, for the most part. 5-ish.
Does that include the ones we just approved?
Hmm?
Does that include the ones we just approved?
No, it doesn't. I'll update that tomorrow. So probate, we do have a couple candidates hoping to make an offer soon. We did find an EMA planner, the part-time position, so we're prepared to make an offer today or tomorrow. We are starting the interview process for our transport officers. We had 3 dispatcher vacancies going into the summer. We filled one on July 1st. I have one coming in mid-July for a second shadow that we're hoping to make an offer to start kind of August, September, because we want to stagger them, and then we'll start recruiting for that 3rd position. And then we are always looking for help for our food service in the corrections facility, just the per diem position, so we're kind of always advertising for those. I think that's it. That's the update.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Wow.
Any other questions?
I think that's one of the lowest numbers we've seen, certainly in the almost 8 years I've been a commissioner. So I attribute that to hard work, all the team here, and pay increases and benefits and overall working environment. All of that came together to put us in this great position, and I am looking forward to continuing this into our next budget year as well. Thank you.
I think the good thing about having almost full staffing is it takes so much work to hire people that will alleviate some of the work that you guys do just trying to find people and hire them. You know, there's always going to be some turnover, and especially in the bigger departments like the sheriff's department or corrections. I don't know that we'll ever be fully staffed without somebody, just that many people. You know, there's things that happen in people's lives that they come and go, so there'll always be some need to hire people. But the kind of mass work that you have all been doing and the extra hours you've put in to make it happen, hopefully will be a little bit less if we can find a way to keep staff. And it goes on to the next thing. You've touched on it. I think we've proven that if you pay more, you get more employees. And unfortunately, that's just the way it works. You have to pay something closer to what everybody else is paying to get good employees. And the next step is that we don't want to fall behind when we're doing it. Otherwise, we'll wind up in a few years in the same position, and everybody's gonna be working twice as hard to fill the same number of positions, and we just keep, so we have to stay on top of this, as hard as it is to keep up with what staff needs to get paid, we have to do it. We can't just sit there and say, oh, we're at full staff, so we don't need to continue to, yes, we have to be on the forefront.
And having a full complement at the county level, full staff at the county level, not only benefits all of our employees, it benefits all of our residents in every town and municipality, since we all work for them and we all work together.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can't put ourselves in a position where we can't provide the sheriff's service because we don't have, and we can't provide correction service, and we can't provide communications, and we can't provide EMA, and we can't, I mean, all of the departments that directly service people, we need to make sure that we're providing that service.
So,
Yes.
thank you all.
It makes everyone's job easier. If they're not having to work extra hours, just to make this county go. I'm really happy. It's the best I've seen. And I've been here a long time.
Yeah, 16 years, right, Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just-
you've seen a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a hell of a party when you go. Yes. I think everybody gets a sweatshirt. Any other discussion on staff? If there's none, is there anything else to come before the commission? Does anybody have anything they'd like to bring? Lance, do you have anything you'd like to fill us in on at this point?
Nope, it's been about 6 weeks now that I've been here, and I can't say any more than you have. The team here has just been outstanding. It's easy to do good work when you've got great people behind you, and from everyone just willing to chip in has been outstanding. So I've got nothing but gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions for the county administrator? Seeing as though we have one other item here, which is go into executive session to discuss a personnel matter related to 1 MRSA 4056A.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? If there's none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor?
All right, thank
Three
you
in
all.
favor, no opposed. Thank you all. I
Lance,
appreciate it.
nothing like getting your chair kicked out from under you.
Well, I'm talking. It could have happened at any point in time. Right then, that was when it happened. Good.
Keep in.
If you want to come down here, you can stay up
Well,
there.
we're gonna
You
get
just
Amber
stand-
to switch the TV off, I think.
I'm afraid
Yep,
so.
If
we're
you
still
can,
recording.
wait, somebody has to turn it off.
I don't know how. So
Yeah.
I'll find out.
Since Amber was the one who turned it on,
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm gonna do that right
we'll
now.
see if we can get her to turn it off.
Yeah, because we're still recording.
Yes. There's nothing better than having the
Yeah.
No, it should be a shorter,
It's a
no more than
countdown,
5 minutes
but-
worth of speaking, kind of.
Does it take a little while for you?
I don't know, Ed, it's
I
weird.
don't know.
Maybe somebody's trying to.
It wasn't for me, okay? No.
I asked if either any of you guys wanted, no, just me.
Well,
I don't know, unless it's-
we can do that.
I don't see one, it doesn't seem to be in here.
I
And
was
we're
sitting
live.
on top of my desk. Okay, we're live.
We're
Live? Live from, we've left executive session, there's nothing that came out of executive session that needs to be voted on. So I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
No move.
Seconded?
It's been moved and seconded, any discussion? We don't have any other meetings lined up this month?
Not that I'm aware of.
I mean, we have some committee meetings and all that, but we
Yeah.
don't have any meetings that we've scheduled for anything at this point. So, our next meeting is next month, so, great. All those in favor of adjournment? We are now adjourned, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You gonna join me?
Exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.